Is Baton Rouge really an affordable place to live? The short answer, yes, but that depends on how you plan to live once you get here. Baton Rouge nationally, the cost of living is about 8 to 10% less than the national average. And if you're coming from places like California, New York City, Dallas, you're gonna save even more money when you get to Louisiana. I was born and raised here in Louisiana, and I lived in South Florida for a few years. And today I'm gonna share with you in this video the one thing that totally shocked me when I moved back. So you're gonna wanna watch this entire video. Baton Rouge is one of those super cool cities where you can live super comfortably, less than other metro areas, or you can spend way more with unexpected hidden costs. And today I'm going to give it to you straight, no fluff. We're going to talk about insurance, taxes, utilities, and healthcare. I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Let's get to it. Let's kick things off with a big picture. Why do most people move to the Baton Rouge area? And if you're coming from places like Austin, Los Angeles, Manhattan, Baton Rouge can definitely feel like a reset for you. You're gonna have more space, less pressure, and let's face it, our Southern hospitality is definitely a plus here. And the cost of living is typically gonna be a lot more affordable here. So that's definitely some pros when people are moving here to the area. But here's the critical part most people don't realize. Some things are definitely affordable and some things can be really expensive, and that's where most people get caught off guard. First, we're going to talk about housing here, because that is where Louisiana really shines, y'all. Here you get a lot more square footage, a lot more house for your money. Baton Rouge is around 20% less than the national average on housing. The median home sales price here in Baton Rouge is around $265,000, where the national average is around $429,000. You get a lot more house for your money. And actually, we have a lot of new construction here in Baton Rouge, and some you can get right under that $300,000 mark. And it's easier to get into a house than most other metro areas, because some of our homes are located in what we call a rural development mapping zone. And at the new construction home or other houses in that, you can actually get into this house with zero money down. That's right, zero money down if you qualify. So I've had clients that moved here, they got their closing costs paid for them, they got the zero money down, and it literally cost them nothing to get into a house here. And that is more than other metro states could ever say. We're talking about modern floor plans, 3 to 4 bedrooms, larger lots, mature trees here, playgrounds for your kids to play on. So just having that more space is definitely a plus. Sure, you have areas like Highland Road, over by the LSU area, the homes over there, the LSU Lakes. Yes, they're gonna be a bit more pricier, but then you have places like Atwater Villas, Silverside Cove, that you get a lot of house for the money driven as well there. Now, I need to interrupt you for a second, because this is where most people mess up. They look at the price of a house and that's it. That's just not how it works here in Baton Rouge. Hi, my name is Sharon. I am a local relocation specialist realtor in the Baton Rouge area, and I help families from all over the U.S. when they're making the move to the Baton Rouge area. Feel free to reach out to me. My information is going to be in the description below. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation for me, and that link will be in the description below. Now, let's talk about the insurance, because this is a big one here. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this: insurance in Baton Rouge matters, because you're dealing with homeowners insurance, potentially flooding insurance, and like hurricane storm risk insurance. So it really matters. So while the house may look incredibly affordable, it can really change your payments a lot according to where that house is located. You can have two houses, the exact same house, located in different areas, and your monthly payment can be really different. And that is where a lot of people don't see this coming, is our insurance here. So that is something definitely to pay attention to. Due to our natural disasters like our hurricanes or floodings, our homeowners insurance here is almost double. That's right, almost double than the national average. Our average homeowners insurance here is between $2,400 all the way up to $4,000 and beyond here. And the national average is between $2,400 and $2,600. So that can be a big difference. It all depends on where you live and the location. Now let's talk about the one thing that literally shocked me when I moved back from Florida to Louisiana, and that's gonna be my car insurance. That's right, it doubled. I just had clients that moved here from Houston, and theirs almost double, but it didn't quite double. So they were shocked that the insurance rate for the car insurance was a lot more expensive than it was actually in Houston, Texas. So that's one thing to look at for, like, my insurance in Florida was like $110, full coverage here was like $205, $210, something like that when I moved back. So definitely check out your car insurance before moving and factor that in to your cost of living as well. Across the board, Baton Rouge affordability is much less than the national average, except in insurance. So it kind of balances each other out, but I think we are still, even factoring in insurance, everything is still a little bit less than the national average. All right, let's shift gears a little and talk about groceries and everyday spending. And across the average nationally, Baton Rouge is about 3% less on groceries here, and I find our restaurants are quite a bit less than other large metro cities as well. And here you're gonna have your Target, your Trader Joe's, your Walmart, but also our grocery stores here. You're gonna have a lot of local grocery stores that are really great, like Rouse's, Oak Point. And if you want a really specialty grocery store, Alexander's Market is the place to go. It's a great little grocery store. So we have a variety of all types here, plenty to choose from. Yes, we have the Trader Joe's and the Aldi's too. Now here's the thing, y'all. You can actually walk into the grocery store and not feel like prices doubled overnight. So you're not constantly having to adjust your lifestyle. Restaurant prices I find to be a little bit less than other places and a lot less than the metro areas. We have some amazing restaurants here. Our seafood is amazing, is fresh, but we also have really good sushi here, great barbecue. We have little hole-in-the-wall restaurants that are just amazing, all the way up to some really nice, like, white tablecloth, fancy seating restaurants here. So there's generally something for everybody in the Baton Rouge area. Real quick, if you're getting some value out of this video, if you'll just take a moment and hit that like button, it really helps the algorithm reach more people who are thinking about relocating here. Thank you. Now, let's talk about something that can affect your daily life here, and that's getting around. Actually, you have to have a car here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You need a car to get around in Baton Rouge. Our gas prices are typically way less than most of the country's gas prices here, so that's definitely a plus. But y'all, you need to factor in traffic, because if you've been on I-10, I-12 at peak hours and even not peak hours, it can really get very congested and you're just at a standstill. Where a 15-minute commute or a 30-minute commute, you may factor in almost double the time to get there. So that really can affect you where you live. I have some clients that choose to live in the suburbs because they wanted more square footage, more house for the money, and they understand the trade-off of having to be in traffic every day. Where I've had clients that's like, nope, I want to be within 15 minutes, 10 minutes, an easy commute to work. So it's just about your lifestyle. Next, we're going to talk about utilities here, because the average, let's say, electric bill here runs around $120 average wise, and in the winter it even go down less than that here. So I feel like our utility bills are very reasonable. The winter, your gas bill may go up a little bit if you have a fireplace, a gas stove. You may be using a little more, but that's very short-lived because of our winters are so mild. Now, the summer, that's a different story because it gets so humid, so hot, y'all, here. Your electric bill could double here. So if you're working, you may want to set it the temperature where it doesn't come on all day long, but you can expect a much higher bill in the summertime, especially your utility bill. Now, my internet personally at my house runs about $65 a month, but some people, so I'd say the average that I hear from my friends and past clients, between $65 and $85 a month is what they're paying for high-speed internet here. Let's talk about healthcare insurance here, and that solely depends on your insurance company, but we have a lot of great access to healthcare here with Our Lady of the Lake Hospital, Baton Rouge General, and Ochsner Hospital. So healthcare costs will depend on your insurance company, but we do have fantastic access to it. Next, we're going to talk about lifestyle and entertainment, and y'all, this one's very underrated for Baton Rouge because we know how to pass a good time, y'all. We have some of the best football tailgating in the world, I think, at LSU. Game day, our city is so full of energy. You can just feel it all throughout the city. We also have great live music scene at Perkins Road, Live at 5 downtown, and just different areas. You can go outside and listen to live music. So there's always something to do there. Our downtown area, oh, don't cut it short. We have the Manship Theater, which brings in Broadway plays, quaint music venue. It's a really nice place to go. Also, we have the large venue, the Raising Cane's at the River Center downtown. They have really large concerts, large events, Disney on Ice there. They have so much to offer. You have some great restaurants downtown as well. And let's talk about our museums. Our Children's Museum is one of the best museums I've ever been to. And if you're moving here, you need to take your kids to the Knock Knock Museum. My grandsons love going there. When they go, I have a hard time getting them to leave because they love it so much. So Baton Rouge has a lot to offer with music. You can go dancing at night. So we definitely have a live nighttime scene here as well. Let's don't forget, we have a ton of parades here. We have the Spanish Town Parade, but one of my favorite parades here is the St. Patty's Day Parade. You will see people all ages at the parade catching the beads and having a good time. So definitely check out our parades if you're moving to the Baton Rouge area. Real quick, if you'll hit that subscribe button, each week I put out new videos so you can learn more about living in Louisiana. Thank you. Let's quickly talk about the taxes here. Now, this is where you're not going to save a lot of money when it comes to our sales tax because we're one of the highest in the U.S. because we have state tax. So with our state and local tax runs about 10.11%, and that's according to what parish you're living in as well. But here's where you're really gonna save because our property taxes are one of the lowest in the US. That's right. So our average property taxes run between, I would say, average $1,600 to $2,000 a month. And that depends on your location, your square footage, and the assessed value of your home. But we also have homestead exemption here, which takes off about $75,000 off of your assessed value. So that is really where you can save a lot of money here. And all this depends on your location and the value of your house. All right, let's talk about what you can actually afford here in the Baton Rouge area because that's what most people want to know. Say if you make between $70,000 and $100,000 a year, that puts you in a solid position. Nice single family homes in good neighborhoods with manageable monthly payments. We have a lot of new construction that would fit get into the price range, I have clients who buy with zero money down when they find a house that is in the rural development zone here. So comment below zero down or call, text me if you're interested. Now, as your income grows higher, that's when we start stepping up, where you get larger lots, you get acreage, you get bigger homes here. So you get a lot for your money in Baton Rouge. So is Baton Rouge really affordable? It absolutely is, but you just have to be cautious when you're factoring in insurance and taxes here, but it can be really affordable. And if you're thinking about new construction, check out my video in the 5 hottest new construction properties in the Baton Rouge area. And again, my name is Sharon. I help families from all over the U.S. and I would love to help you and your family when making the move to the Baton Rouge area. Feel free to call, text me anytime. And until next video.